Hello viewers, and welcome to my settlement build showcase. As you can see from the screen, this build is the Atomic Auto Megastop, and it is located at the Starlight Drive-In. So basically this settlement build is a post-war build. Vehicles are starting to make a comeback in the wasteland, and people need to service those vehicles, maybe buy a new one, and also fill them up with that good red rocket coolant. And so that is what this place is. It's a mega stop for vehicles to get everything they need. I was really pleased with how this build turned out, and so that is why I wanted to showcase it in this video. So let's get into things. So here you can see this is the entrance sign. It's fairly obvious what it is, and then you've got the red rocket coolant prices, a very important thing because you might want to carry on driving down the road to a cheaper place, although I think this place is too cool to pass by personally. So you enter through these gates here, and then as you can see, the actual Starlight Drive-In building is now a fully functioning diner, but we'll get to that later. So on the left we have the service center. At the back there we have the General Atomics Autos dealership, and then on the right is the Red Rocket fuel station itself, and then you've got a nice sales plinth showcasing all the new cars that you can buy here. So I'm going to go around from left to right, and then you'll be able to see everything this place has to offer. So starting on the left here we have the Fusion Service Center. Tyres, suspension and bodywork, they cover it all, and they are open 24/7, as is this whole complex, so you can always get your car serviced here. So on the left here there is a little kind of junkyard area. This is where they kind of can salvage parts if they are really struggling to fix someone's car, but I just thought this was a good use of kind of the dirt area that is here. So if we go through this door here, this is the entranceway. This is for customers to come in and kind of register their car that they're here, and then also pay for the service. So it's quite basic, kind of utilitarian, but you know, that's the way I wanted it to be. So let me just close this door, and then if we head through here, this is employees only, into the garage area. We've got 3 bays. There's 2 larger bays and then 1 smaller bay. So each bay is well equipped. You've got a nice kind of mechanical jack there, and then lots of tool chests and diagnostic equipment, and obviously your good old trusty jacks and workbenches. So the Corvega Atomic V8 is kind of one of the longest cars in the game, and that fits quite nicely in this bay. So apart from a limo, this place can basically accommodate anything you can throw at it. So then moving further down into the 3rd bay, we've got this little zip car here, and that's getting the full works. So yeah, I mean, this just can provide anything that the wasteland of today can throw at these cars, and they can fix them up again. So then heading out here we have the waiting area. So if you've arrived and all the bays are full, you can park your car here while you wait for your car to be serviced. And of course, while you're waiting, you can always head to the diner or browse the new cars, whatever you may feel like, really. So moving on, we have the main podium plinth in the center here. Now if you're familiar with Starlight Drive-In, you'll know there's a massive pond here that's full of radiation barrels. So in order to hide this, I built this plinth, and I think it worked out really well. It's got 3 cars on there. It's got the Corvega Blitz, that fast looking nice coupe, the Cherry Bomb, which is the kind of creme de la creme of all the cars in Fallout. It's that amazing supercar looking which UFO type car, and at the back there you've just got the standard station wagon. But then each side of the plinth has advertising on, as well as nice slogans like "Drive these away today" and "Great deals." Obviously at night time this looks even better, to be fair. And then so let's head up here and have a look. So yeah, we've got the 3 cars, and then again at night there's spotlights to light all this up, and it just showcases the cars quite nicely. You know, people going about what they're here for, whether that be servicing or at the diner or getting fuel, they can see them from every angle, and you know, that may entice them to buy it, is what you would hope. But I think it turned out really well, this. So then moving on, we have the General Atomics Autos dealership. Now obviously General Atomics would never originally have sold cars, but in the post-apocalyptic wasteland they have to branch out into what the people need, and at this point in time that is cars. And so they've adopted the model of stylish, affordable, atomic, because we know in the Fallout universe everyone loves nuclear power. It is the way to go. So let's explore the outside first. We have a few cars kind of out here just on show. We've got 2 Zips and then the Corvega Blitz once again. But then my personal favourite part over here is this plinth just here. So it's just arrived. This is to showcase brand new cars just in. But not just that, it's almost, it's to make it look like it's going down the road. You've got the backdrop here of the city skyline. You've got the road sign, traffic lights, and kind of advertising at the back. And the picker-up truck is looking very good here. You know, you can really imagine it going down the road with kind of all these props around it. So I thought that was really, really cool. I was really pleased with that. And then these ramps as well. These are the Vault-Tec ramps, part of the Vault-Tec expansion DLC, but they have been so useful for this build because there isn't really that many other ramps in the game, so it was good to have those. So without further ado, let's enter the dealership itself. So here we have the bottom floor. It's a little bit more cramped than the top floor, but it's still nice open space. Here we've got the 2 small cars, the Zip and the Fusion Flea Supreme. Now, what's supreme about it, I honestly do not know, but that's the name they decided to give it, so we'll roll with it. We've got the nice chairs here, the ashtray, the radio. You can just sit back and admire these lovely new automobiles. And what's cool is it kind of matches the colour of that car, so that's quite nice. So you've got this glass frontage all the way around, so people can see in from all around the complex really. And then here you've got a nice desk and comfy chairs for the customers, and people can talk to the sales people to put in their order for whatever car they fancy. Who knows, maybe this Fusion Flea Supreme, it may well be. So then now on this half of the room we have kind of the more family orientated cars. We've got the station wagon, and you know, I mean, this is a great looking car with that glass roof. It looks really good, and I mean, 6 seats is it? I mean, you know, that really is your family bus, this. And I love how this particular kind of version of the car has the boot open, because you can imagine it sitting in a dealership like that, so people can look around. And then once again we've got the Corvega Blitz. This is kind of your more stylish family sedan, 4 seats, but it's nice and cool there, so those two kind of go together quite nicely. Then in the background there we've got a nice TV. You could play adverts for the cars on here, and just kind of some advertising, maybe mainly Red Rocket advertising, because they have an affiliation obviously to fuel the cars. So let's head upstairs now. These lovely Vault-Tec stairs once again are looking very good. And then this is kind of the main room of the building. This is the best bit in my opinion. And to go with that theme, you have this lovely Cherry Bomb sports car just sitting there as you walk up those stairs. You can see it. I mean, it looks like it's going 100 miles an hour just sitting there, but you can really appreciate that as you walk up the stairs. So once you've finished admiring this awesome car, you can then also go and put your order in straight away if you want. We've got seats that match the colour of the car, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's a similar style to downstairs. And then moving on to this second half, we have the commercials vehicles section. So this is the picker up like we saw outside, and then once again you've got a TV for advertising and kind of seats, so you can sit down and really appreciate how cool these cars are. And then next to this we have the van. I don't know why they didn't really give it a proper name in the game, but it's just the van. This is the Voltec variant. You can see it's endorsed by Voltec, so we've got the Volt Boy there, kind of giving it the thumbs up. It's the car you want, it's the van you want for your business. If Voltec likes it, then you have to like it, basically. And we've got the Voltec posters to go with that. And then here, so you have to imagine that would be like a sliding glass door. This would be the computer to open that door. And then this is the ramp to get out, to drive the cars away from the top floor down. That's the Atomic V8 once again. So someone has just purchased that, and that is being taken away to its new owner. So that is the whole of the dealership. You can look out the window here. You've got a great view of everything. Service centre once again, the plinth, and then the Red Rocket fuel station, which is where we're going to head to next. Yeah, the Voltec floors as well is what I used in here, and I think they look really good. I thought the way it just kind of worked itself out was really, really good. And if you see it at night as well, it looks really good. So just before we head to the Red Rocket fuel station, I'll show you a couple of other extra bits. So a big facility like this needs lots of power, and that is why, continuing with the Voltec endorsement theme, we have a lovely Voltec reactor providing 500 power. So that is safely contained behind these Volt walls, so that just in case of meltdown, all is good. And we've got this nice protective sliding door, so that's providing all the power. And then here we have the kind of industrial vehicles for the site. So these would be used to lift those cars onto the plinth, and just for any jobs that need doing, maybe illegally parked cars, they can tow them away, whatever's needed. And they are operated by the kind of maintenance crew who reside in this little shack here. They've got their little office. There'd be 2 of them. And they've got their kind of posters just to make it feel a bit more homely, I guess, so they're not feeling like they're at work. Got all these shelves so they can store all the parts they may need to keep all the neons and everything working at this location, and also the workbenches so they can repair what they need. These spaces were kind of hard to know what to do with, but I think they turned out pretty well. And then around here, this little room here was slightly cleaner, so I made this the site manager's office, or the overseer if you like. And this is quite a nice room. He's got his sofa, he's got all his, paintings on the wall, and he can just sit in here and kind of manage the whole facility. And yeah, I thought this was quite a cool use for the space. So that's that. So I'll just head this way. This just shows you kind of the ramp to get out of the top floor of the dealership. And I think that works quite well. It's all lit up with these nice street lamps. And then we've got another Atomic V8 parked there. Quite a popular car. So, right, we'll now move on to the Red Rocket fuel station. So on the left here we kind of have customer parking. Just they can pop in to get the shopping they need and park here while they're doing that. We have the newsstand and the mailbox there, so they're kind of the amenities before you head in. Also the telephone just there as well. So just a quick one about the fuel pumps. So we've got the fuel pumps as you'd expect, or well, coolant pumps I should say. But also I've added these radiation detectors. Now bear in mind we are in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, and the cars are just starting to come back. A lot of people probably aren't going to maintain them to the standard that they need to be. So these radiation detectors are there to make sure that no one's bringing a dodgy kind of car with an atomic reactor that's about to go into meltdown here. And if it does beep from radiation, then they can be kindly told to head over to the service station and get that fixed up. So it's a win-win for everyone, really, well, except maybe the customer. So yeah, we've got another Fusion Flea Supreme there, and also a nice Lone Wanderer motorcycle. So they're looking very cool there. So right, let's head this way. We've got a cigarette machine and a Nuka-Cola machine, because who doesn't love an ice cold Nuka-Cola while they're fueling up their car? So if we head in here, it's fairly basic in here, but it is a shop after all. So we've got the counter with a nice sales advertisement screen here, and then the cash register, and then also all Red Rocket advertising there, of course, and the Eatotronic, just in case you fancy a bite to eat. We also have an ashtray, because we know in this universe they're all heavy smokers. And we've got the Nuka-Cola clock, as well as the kind of Vault-Tec bobblehead collection station, I guess you could call it. So then here we've got all the shelves, which would be packed with lovely groceries and Salisbury steak and sugar bombs, all the lovely things you enjoy giving to your character in Fallout. And again, we've got more advertising here, and then also a nice rocket trash can there. So just a fairly basic interior, but you can imagine people coming in here to shop and buying their the coolant they need for their vehicles. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop, really, this whole place. So then just moving down here. So this little shack on the left is, you can't delete it or move it, it's where the workbench is. But it actually worked in quite well to the build, I think. So I just kind of placed it there, and it's kind of like a service hub for this Red Rocket fast coolant recharge. And of course we've got a Vault-Tec van here, because they spare no expense. They don't mind paying the extra for the fast service, so they can get their Vault-Tec employees back on their way to do all their good work of selling spaces in vaults. Another thing to mention is this tower, so that's where they would store all the coolant that people are buying here. So that's also got pipes that go away to wherever the coolant is made, so they're never going to run out, basically. So then I'll just do a nice panorama here. You can really see that General Atomics sign on the top. I thought that was a really nice sign to put up there. And then you can see the service center once again. So then the final part to this build is, of course, the Starlight kind of diner building, which I have expanded. So first we have this kind of parking area here, we've got a station wagon, but then we've also got the kind of motorcycle gang is here. They're joining each other for a nice drink at the bar and maybe a bite to eat. We've got kind of two rustic bikes and then a newer bike, so it's a whole mix in this biker gang. And then if we head over here, you can see all the cash registers. We've got 4, so you can buy. You can have multiple people buying at the same time. We have a few items here which I just found during the build. So you can buy a Nuka Cherry, bubblegum, or potato crisps. A wide variety. But we have the coffee machines there on the left, and then the kind of drinks machines on that side. And also just you can buy waffles here, because everyone loves waffles. I mean, when your car's being serviced, that's what you want to buy, really, isn't it? And then you've got cigarette machine and ashtray once again, and then you've got a milk machine, a mail machine, and a newspaper stand. And it's the same on the other side as well. So heading in now, I'll show you the kitchen area. So we've got the kitchen area here, we've got the fridge, the cooker, and the pizza oven, so you can literally make anything. You've got a nice sink to wash your hands, you've got to be hygienic even in the wasteland. And so yeah, there's the coffee machines again, just an interior view. So then heading over here, we've got kind of a storage area, just to kind of keep all the food and everything. So then outside we have this outside eating area. We've got these lovely parasol and table items, I guess. So you can sit out here, day or night and enjoy the waffle you've just bought downstairs, and also look over this, I'd go as far as to say majestic location now with all these vehicles about. So yeah, I mean it's a one-stop shop, this place, and I think it looks really really good. In terms of getting the lighting right, that was quite tricky because obviously I had to start the reactor over there on the right and kind of work the wires around, but I think it's ended up looking pretty good. As you can see, the diner sign is part of the Drumlin Diner franchise, so it's open 24/7. Like the whole place. The only building that isn't open 24/7 is of course the dealership. So then up here, this little space here is the security office. You've got the control panel here to control everything, everything from the lights to the locks and basically everything on site. And you've got a great view over the whole place, so it's a good place for a security station. And you can also view all the cameras on this little monitor here. So 2 security guards will be present on site, so it's generating jobs for the wasteland as well. Got these advertisements. I use these a lot, but they do look good. So they just add kind of a bit of flavour to the whole place. So there's the other side, just repeated. And then finally over here we've got a bus stop, because if your car's broken down, you may need to get home or get into town to shop somewhere else. So you can wait for the bus here and do that, and then come back. So yeah, so that is basically the whole build. In terms of, I've already mentioned a few things I've used. So I've got the Wasteland Workshop DLC and the Vault-Tec DLC. Both of those I would definitely recommend if you're into settlement builds. They are really good. In terms of mods, I've obviously got the Repair and Clean Starlight Drive-In mod, which repairs this kind of platform which would normally be broken. I've also got the Unlimited Build Settlement mod and the Unlock Settlement Objects mod, which gives you access to building the cars and certain other items. So I would definitely recommend all those mods. Just another thing, you can see the platform here that I built, but I thought it actually turned out pretty well. I thought it looked it blended in quite nicely. So I was pleased with how that went. So yeah, if I just yeah, well, I think that's everything you need to know. If I just place a bed quickly, then I will be able to show you the location at night, which I think is a good thing to see, because it does look good all lit up. So let me just place that. Right. Right, we'll just sleep quickly. Hopefully there's no radiation storms or anything like that. There hopefully won't be. I hope I haven't gone too far. Right, cancel. Okay, right, here we go. So first, I just want to show you the outside sign. Got the Atomic Auto Mega Stop. I think that looks really cool, and that would definitely draw in people from the highway, so yeah. And then you've got the kind of advertisement signs there, all nicely lit up. You can see the diner area up there, all well lit, so you can still enjoy a beverage and something to eat even at night time. And then also the kind of kitchen area is all well lit. And then here you can see the neons even better for the service centre, which is 24 hours because something could go wrong with your car at any point. So kind of the best things about seeing it at night is kind of these neons here, you know, great deals and drive away today. They just kind of emphasise, you know, you really want to buy a new car and then own the road, and I definitely think you would be doing that with the Cherry Bomb, because it is just awesome. So then once again, you've got more neons here, which I showed you earlier, and you can see kind of how it's lit up inside. The top floor was quite difficult to light because of how much open space there was, but the bottom floor, it is lit really nicely, so I was pleased with how that went. So I think that basically is the complete tour of this location. The yeah, I mean, if Bethesda ever did add cars to the Wasteland, then I would hope they would also add this build into the world, because it is a requirement. You know, it is very much needed, and yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I'd appreciate a like, and yeah, thanks for watching.